can a witness give you enough evidence to detain somebody for a crime? All right, my name is Anthony Bandiero. I'm an attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, bringing you the Roadside Chat. So this officer says, we got a call about domestic disturbance at a residence, saying that the boyfriend had come into the house to assault his girlfriend and was also possibly armed. Once we got there, the boyfriend was walking away from the residence, but still in the driveway. At this point, the nature of the assault was not known to us. We stopped the boyfriend and he consented to a pat down for weapons. None was discovered. He denied any involvement in the assault and refused to identify. We spoke to the victim and she also denied any crime occurred, was also not going to allow the cops to come into the house. No physical evidence, nothing. The callers were two sisters that were present in the house, and they said they witnessed the boyfriend enter the house and drag the sister out by her neck. My thought was that since there was not enough evidence to support the sister's claims, we did not have a reasonable suspicion to detain or force identification. All right, so this is from Georgia. All right, so let's look at this, right? So first of all, can a witness give you enough? Can it give you evidence to support a reasonable suspicion stop? Well, of course, right? It happens every single day. And when you look at witnesses and whether or not you can use their information for a stop, I want you to look at two factors. Number one is, why should you even trust this person? Why should you give this person the time of day? Normally, regular victims, witnesses are presumed reliable, especially when it's when they don't know the victim, when they don't know the suspect. But when they know the suspect, it could enter the argument that they're conflicted, right? Is the sisters of the victim, are they somewhat conflicted? Sure, they're not 100% reliable in a sense, but they're not unreliable either. Okay, so the next thing is, can you trust them, right? And then, look at the veracity. You talk to them. The fact is that they're coming in, they're calling 911. There's some credibility there. The next thing is, how do they know what they know? Well, the victim said, the witnesses said that they saw it occur. So can you act on these observations? And the answer is absolutely yes, absolutely. These are reliable tips with a basis of knowledge. Now, we look at these under society circumstances, but that's how I want you to look at it. Number one, why do you give that witness the time of day? And number two, how do they know what they know? They saw with their own eyes. Did they see allegedly a crime? The answer is yes. Detain the suspect and find out what's going on here. So, and now if your state has a stop and identify statute, which I believe Georgia does, if it allows you to stop somebody with reasonable suspicion, and not only stop them, of course you can always stop them, but identify them under penalty of law, right? Then you can demand ID. And if they don't give ID, then you can arrest them. That actually is what occurred in a case called Heibel, where the U.S. Supreme Court said that if you have a statute that says that you can make an arrest for a person refusing to identify, that statute is lawful. It complies with the Fourth Amendment. It also complies with the Fifth Amendment. So I think that's what we got going on here, guys. You take the case, you look at it. If you really do, based on what you know that this crime likely occurred, you believe the witnesses and so forth, then you can make that stop. Now, also, the case seems to be falling apart here because you have no physical evidence. You don't have cooperating victims. The suspect wasn't armed like allegedly he was supposed to be. So the case is starting to fall apart. So I wouldn't make an arrest on this, but you still have reasonable suspicion to initially make that stop. Okay? All right. If you like what we're doing here, like, subscribe, share with your friends. It helps us out. But more importantly, we do have free webinars that we do every single week at bluetogold.com. So go there, check out the schedule, see what we're going to be talking about. If you like the topic, sign up. But also two things. Number one, even if you can't attend during that time and that date and time, you'll get a link to the video. But also, you'll get an opportunity to hear other people asking their questions at the end of the webinars. We actually have like a talk show, like a call-in show where people ask questions. It really is beneficial for our officers to do that. to listen to other people asking questions, see if they had a similar situation and so forth. Okay? All right. And with that, my friends, stay safe and make good case law.